been thinking a lot about, I keep thinking about, and I go back to your videos and watch your plant-based treats. And I said, at first I said this morning, well, let me call Laquita and see if she mind or if we can work out something with plant-based treats, because I think it's amazing, and I want to start. I'm gonna grow up and I'm gonna try some of your recipes because they look so good. Even my husband says certain things he sees, like, we should try that, or that look real good. So
Here's the thing. I want to clear my good name in these streets, okay? So plant-based treats, I try to make food that everybody's already eating so that they don't feel like this is a plant-based treat. I have to go full in, all in. So I say let's start with what you have, right? And I brought in a couple of things. So was part of me getting ready so that way I can show you, right?
okay,
Um, okay, you have a lot of fruit, and I know that Bobby is like, you want to make a smoothie out of everything, right? But I do that. So this is almost gone. This is a smoothie that I make the kids. I'll fill up this bottle. They can just drink it all day long, in the morning, whatever. So whatever
mm-hmm.
fruits I have, I put them in there. Of course, anybody can do this. Smoothies are for everyone. And in our smoothies, we put food, we don't put any ice. If I get hard up, then here comes the ice, right? But even if I'm hard up, like this particular smoothie, I didn't have bananas. Y'all have endless bananas, right? Okay, cool. Some people don't like bananas. My sister, she's like, I can't take it. I don't know if she's allergic. She just doesn't like the texture or something about them. So you don't need it. But cashews, nuts go into smoothies. So this is where, when I say plant-based, I'm not saying just strictly plant-based. I'm saying include more food in your food, right? So this is what I will put in a smoothie. Some days I'll put cashews. Cashews are such a creamy nut that you can either soak them in water. I never have time for that. I just boil them a few minutes and then I toss them into the smoothie, and it blends up. And then yogurt is another one. So I use plant-based yogurt because we don't eat any milk from animals, any milk foods, no butter, cheese, yogurt. We use plant-based, meaning almond. We use almond milk yogurt or coconut milk yogurt because they sell it in the store. I'm not making it, right?
Yeah.
Use almond milk, soy milk, rice milk, all of those milks because they come from plants. So when our kids eat cereal, when their friends come over and they're eating cereal or they're eating a snack, they just know they have milk, right? Same thing with the trail mixes. The kids will come over and we put chocolate chips in the trail mix. Chocolate chips, sunflower seeds, pumpkin seeds, cashews, walnuts, whatever you like. But we always put craisins or raisins, whatever you like that way, because they're sweet. And then we add chocolate chips. We add the ones that only have, I think it's cacao butter, which is from the cocoa bean, and the cacao butter and something else, some sugar, some cane sugar, they're just non-dairy, but we buy the semi-sweet because we want sugar. Like we like sweets, So anyways, though, but that's it. Oh, one other thing I want to show you really quick. Pickles. So this is a jar of coconut oil that we're finished with. But cucumbers, I make refrigerator pickles. I just make them. I just buy the cucumbers because the farmers won't give me any nearby. I gotta go find a farmer. When they're in season, I get them from the farmers. Yes. When they're out of season, I get them from the grocery store. And this is what my kids can take to school, eat for a snack. We eat them. Corey eats them. And somebody said it earlier after you said it. They said you can pretty much YouTube anything. And so I YouTube refrigerator pickles and they cook overnight so that, put the pickles in there one night, the cucumbers, the next day we can eat them. No special anything. And that's what I'm saying. Like there's so many solutions. Like you said, cooking shouldn't be hard work. Like, we should be able to find answers. So I think the plant-based treats segment is great. I do have a second YouTube channel, Plant-Based Treats. And so from what you're saying, I think it'd be cool to uh, add more of the challenges there for people to show them like this is this dish, share with me what you did, let's make it a challenge or whatever, because I haven't started putting my videos on that channel yet because I'm still trying to figure out how exactly I want to grow that space. And you're giving me
Okay.
good things to work with. Thank you.
Yeah, like I was trying to figure out if it would be good. I don't know if you're able to share a plant-based treat, or we could just talk about it like on Monday mornings, give them a quick rundown of a plant-based treat. But I know I want to incorporate it in our life because it'll help us live longer and healthier lives. So it was just, how do we do this? But I didn't know you were getting ready to start another channel, which is great.
Yeah, it's up. Like it's definitely up. It's one of those things. You know how you set it up, you just haven't put any videos on it yet.
Yeah.
And so let's take for example, Thanos is in the chat saying that the average 4-year-old needs to watch very carefully their sugars and carbohydrates, right?
Yeah.
Now that's what popular belief is because it's popular belief. However, if you are eating endless amounts of fruits, if your 4-year-old is outside just walking around picking stuff off the trees and they're allowed, you have a garden where they can just, roam and snack during the day, that is
Uh-huh.
not a problem. People think it's a problem. And even if they come in and eat a bowl of potatoes for dinner, it is not a problem because plants, aka fruits and vegetables, they have what you need as far as nutrients. It's not so much the sugars. People like the television and stuff, they tell us about the sugars, but they don't tell us about the nutrients and what these foods have. So all fruits and vegetables have fiber. That's one of
Mm-hmm.
the biggest things that will work out your cholesterol because it reduces your blood pressure, it takes away plaque. Fiber walks a lot of things right out of your body, and
Yeah.
so you're healthier because of it. And then you
Yeah.
get your nutrients, your vitamins, and your minerals from these same fruits and vegetables. And so people don't realize that you can live on a potato. Potatoes are like a full sustaining food. You can get everything you need: protein, carbs, fiber, nutrients as far as vitamins and minerals.
Don't tell
But
me that.
because it's not popular belief, we don't know. So here's the thing though, if you're going to top it with other things, you want to combine it with more yeah, I see your eyes perking. So let me tell you how. Here's some great ways to eat potatoes, right? Let's just take mashed potatoes. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Also add another root vegetable. So maybe add rutabaga. Rutabaga complements the flavor of potatoes.
Okay.
So add rutabaga or add onions. Like people always, popular is garlic. Garlic is popular. But what
Yeah.
about, some of these other things as far as onions, garlic, rutabaga?
Mm-hmm.
You can also boil those while you're boiling the potatoes and you mash them all together. And then it's the flavor of all those vegetables that actually adds flavor. So that way, if you're adding butter, if you're adding cheese, at least you have all of these other sources of fiber, vitamins, and minerals.
Oh, that
And
sounds.
and you see, Thanos is saying his nutritionist said that we can live on a particular type of tree bark, just can't remember the name of it. Cinnamon is tree bark. Like, we call
Yeah.
tree bark, but it's like, yeah, tree bark is food.
Yeah. Yeah. And I saw Melissa said that she did tell me a couple days ago she tried to make pickles and they didn't turn out right.
It's so make them again. Fix it. That's what I do because if they don't turn out right, you can actually just add some more vinegar to the container, add some more salt to the container, sugar, whatever it needs. Tweak it. Add more garlic. I've done that. Yep. Fix it.
Yeah. XDMC said he had pickles infused with, let's see, where did it go?
CBD.
CBD and THC, and they were awesome.
He always talk about CBD. You know what? I'm telling you because that CBD, he talks about how it really saved him when he was going through his illness. And
Mhm.
it's a natural substance. So hey, go for it. Whatever works for you, do
Yeah,
it. Do
I
it.
can I can attest to that because that saved my mom's life when she had surgery a couple years ago. Like the medicine had her, so she wanted to sleep, she couldn't sleep, she didn't
Yeah.
have an appetite, she was hurting, she didn't know. So I was like, look, we gonna have to figure out something else. So that's what
Right.
helped her, gave her appetite. She was able to go to sleep after she ate and was comfortable. So, you know, without any medicine. And she had major surgery, but she had to have something to help calm her nerves and her mind and help her focus and not be freaking out so bad. And that did it. So
Right. I get it.
yeah. So you have a cookbook. Good morning, Bernie. You have a cookbook coming out.
That's all part of the plan. So I'm working all the steps, right? So seriously, because it's like, okay, get the recipes down, get a few dishes down. Let's talk about your lasagna. All right. So let's
Okay.
talk about your lasagna and then let's go to um, how you can make it more plant-based.
Okay.
Because when you and Miss B Finesse were talking, y'all kept talking about meat and cheese, right?
Yeah.
Meat and cheese. And people look at meat and cheese like, oh, it's food, right? It's just food. However, I look at things from a nutritional standpoint too. So I look at, yeah, I like meat and cheese in my lasagna as well. I don't eliminate those. I use plant-based versions, but I do like it. So I put those in, but I also focus on what other vegetables other than the tomato sauce. So what do you put into your lasagna?
A bunch of unhealthy stuff. Tomato
No, I
sauce.
wouldn't I wouldn't say that. Just start with, the bases and
Um,
whatnot.
so of course the tomato sauce, the noodles, ground beef, kielbasa sausage, um, sour cream, cream cheese, ricotta cheese, and a lot more cheese. So I use about 6 different cheeses.
So let me ask you this. Um, what vegetables go into it? Like, how do you start it?
um, I don't cook much with onion and green pepper because I don't care for onion and green pepper.
Mhm.
but
Do you
but
like
I
red
know
cabbage? Let me ask you this. Do you like red cabbage or purple
I love
cabbage?
cabbage. Yeah.
Okay. So, and I say that because I add purple cabbage to pretty much anything that has a red sauce. So, if you're making a lasagna, a spaghetti, trying to think what else, ravioli, gumbo, anything red, purple cabbage it adds flavor and you don't feel like I'm eating cabbage. You know what I mean? You just chop it up, you start with that. And I usually cook it in a little bit of water so that it gets soft. And then I add the other things. So it works very well with lasagna. And even when we were eating meat, this is what I would make. This is how I would start. So, of course, I would start with onions, garlic, celery, because I like onions and garlic. I love those things. They're great antioxidants and all of those things. All vegetables have antioxidants, all fruits. So, anyhow, um, but cabbage. So that's one you can work with. I like the onions and garlic and peppers. You don't, leave it out. But look at what you can add. So don't worry about what you don't have. Worry about what you can have. So okay,
Okay.
you could add the red cabbage. And what else other than cheese, meat, and red sauce and noodles?
Noodles.
Anything else?
The white sauce, which is cottage cheese, cream cheese, and ricotta cheese and egg mixed together.
So I used to make that with the ricotta, like you're saying, in the egg, but I would always add spinach to that. Do you ever add spinach to that part?
No.
Um, or what about spinach for you? How do you like spinach? Is it okay? Do you work with it? Is it a go? Is it a no?
I like it raw. So, but I think I could eat it like if I mix it with the white sauce, I could eat it.
So here's the thing. If you can eat it raw, you can eat it anyways. And spinach, it doesn't add, here's the thing I noticed. It does not add an adverse flavor. It makes when I make this red berry smoothie, I
Mm.
typically will add spinach because to me it sweetens the berries, it sweetens the fruit. And this is
Okay.
just frozen, it's a frozen mix. I always use organic, but it's a frozen mix of blueberries, and then I also have a bag with like mangoes, pineapple, what else? something else, peaches, strawberries. Thank you. And then the cashews I was telling you about, yogurt, which is I use the coconut milk yogurt because that makes it super creamy. If you notice at Wawa, when you go there to order a smoothie, you can now get yogurt in it because it gives it this deeper flavor of smoothness and gives you that mouthfeel that you want. So like you were talking earlier saying, you know, there's just if it the food tastes good, so that's why we're eating it, right? I don't like nasty food either. And people think vegetables don't taste good, but that's because they don't season them or they don't realize they can just blend them and make them taste, you know, like anything else. So that being said, this is a type of smoothie that anybody eats, everybody eats. Corey, can you take this back to the girls?
Yeah, I was going to tell you, I'm going to take money to the store.
Okay, that's good.
We need milk.
Hold on a second.
Say good morning.
Yeah. Oh, here, take this so you can say good morning because that way you can sit there without, take that too. The pickles. And so, wait, I thought you were going to say good morning.
I was going to take it and then give it to one of them.
Hey, good morning, Chocolate Thunder. Oh, it's Monday. Good morning, Corey.
Yes, I'm Mr. Staten right now. So, good morning to you. Sounds like you guys are having an interesting conversation. I can hear the smile in Laquita's voice because she's talking about one of her favorite subjects, which is cooking and making sure that we all get our fruits and vegetables in. And like I said, I always tell people, no, we're not vigilantes. We just want to make sure that everybody is getting all the fruits and vegetables they can get in at every meal. And that lasagna, you got to make that again because her lasagna is really good. Like I said, even even coming from the standpoint when we were eating meat.
Hold on, did Coco get the toast out?
And she was in there getting that one.
Okay.
When we were eating meat, it's like when we were doing the plant-based the ingredients, it's still just as delicious. She used to get mad at me though, because when she would make lasagna in the past, I wouldn't eat it that night because to me lasagna is always better the next day. And so, but it's really good. It's really good. And like I said, so they definitely try it. And like I said, and she was just saying about spinach. You don't spinach pretty much doesn't add any adverse flavor to anything, but it does add a good texture, and it is really good, good for you as well. Iron, vitamins, antioxidants, all those good things. Okay. Don't be scared, Sherry. Don't be scared.
I'm definitely gonna try. I think I'm gonna try it this week, even though I know Bobby is watching. We will try it.
Does he like spinach?
He actually last night he said, "I think I'm gonna grow spinach." He is really growing up. I am so proud of him. So nice. I'm gonna try it. I told him we were going out to the store tomorrow, so I think I'm just gonna suck it up and buy some of this stuff so we can try it. And then once we realize,
wait a minute, buy what though? Like what
spinach,
do you need?
What do I need? Spinach. I know I gotta get cabbage because our cabbage. Well, we don't have red cabbage either.
And there's a difference I noticed because the red cabbage seems to be a little thicker and firmer. So, and the flavor is about. I don't think the flavor is the same. It's hard to say, but when you put it in red foods, it just enhances it and it doesn't taste like vegetables. Because again, when I was putting in kielbasa and chicken and a sauce, a different sausage or ground beef, in my lasagna or spaghetti, I was also using the red cabbage as well. Okay. And people would just be like, wow, there's something about this. They didn't realize it was the vegetables enhancing the flavor.
But the ironic thing, though, is, and Sherry, is that people say, they don't eat this, they don't like that. But then when you look at some of the stuff that they put into the sauces, it's very, very rarely just tomato sauce. It's going to be some onions, some garlic. It's going to be some kind of combination of things that go in it. So the very things that people say they don't like, they end up eating it more often than not. They used to do that too, like hide, for the kids and for me at some point, to some degree, you kind of hide the vegetables and get the vegetables in by creating your own sauce, right, Quita?
Creating your own sauce. When you say creating your own sauce, you mean the red sauce or the white sauce? Because she talks about the white sauce too, and that's another thing, Cherie. White sauce. I make a
mean spinach.
What do you call it? No, I was going to talk about the dip because she makes hers a lot like mine. When she was talking about the crab dip, one of the reasons why people love it is because all of the vegetables. Y'all don't realize it's not the shrimp hooking that up or the seafood like the crab. It is all of those vegetables bringing in the flavor. So that's what does it. I'm telling you, man. She was talking about a white sauce, but what is it? What do you call the white sauce?
Alfredo.
Alfredo.
Mm,
Right. Cashew
Mhm.
cream is a popular one for people that can eat
nuts.
nuts. Cashew
Mhm.
cream makes an amazing Alfredo, or I make scallop potatoes with that. I make anything that you would make a white cheese sauce with, you can use cashew cream. Cashew cream is as simple as two ingredients, well, three: water, cashews, and seasoning. That is it. It is so crazy easy and it's good. Then you can also use the silken tofu. So silken tofu is the really soft one, and people will
Mhm.
make ranch dip from that. They will make
Mhm.
an Alfredo from that. And it's like, and people are scared. They're like, oh no, tofu, cancer. But if you Google the words tofu and cancer, you'll find all the studies saying that tofu actually puts the brakes. I said kofu, right? Konnichiwa. Tofu actually puts the brakes on cancer, and
Mhm.
it also has been shown to not be cancer promoting because I won't get into the chemical side of it. Just Google it, guys. Those two words, tofu, cancer, and you'll find out for yourself.
We're sure I'm about to run an errand with one of my daughters. I just want to pop in and say good morning to you, Black's Tropical. Keep doing what you're doing. We love you guys.
Wait a minute, Corey. You gotta get ready for the road trip because XDMC said, "Hey, Corey, get ready for the eating road trip. We got a lot of stops to make. Everybody's cooking."
There you go. Actually, see, actually, I'm with you, man. As long as we can make part of that road trip flying Ethiopian Air.
He's determined to catch that flight, huh?
Yeah. So, yeah. Y'all
Good
guys
thing.
have a good. You have a good day. Tell Bobby I say hello when you talk to him later, and we'll be talking to you.
All right.
All right.
Thanks for everything. I want to try that. I'm gonna try that lasagna and see because something he keep trying to explain something to me that you made. I don't know what it was, but I think because I see so much of your plant-based treats, I can't figure out exactly what he may be talking about. I see my sister-in-law; she keep talking about her vinegar. She love vinegary foods.
Really,
Yes.
they're good for you. And I like vinegary foods also. But I like everything. So that's another thing is that you can expand your palate so that I used to not like hot things at all. Like
Hmm.
it was just like, how can you enjoy the food? This is so hot. And I used to feel like that about vinegary foods. I just felt like, okay, this is tart. Now what? But continuing to try different things, then I started to appreciate them more. And that's when I was like, okay. I could understand it. And you see,
Yeah.
gardening with Bernie is saying when my kids were younger, I would put pureed carrots into any red sauce. So that's another thing. Like with red foods, definitely I would usually put spinach and the red cabbage, and even pureeing. Put it this way, combining vegetables, and even for you, if you do that with the onions and the garlic, you might
Hmm.
also realize that wow, something's good about this. It beefed up the flavor. Puree them, cook them a little bit and then puree it and then
Hmm.
just mix it in with everything else with the red sauce. And you'll be like, wow, I want to slap. Where's somebody's mama at? I got to slap somebody.
My husband loved cooking with onions and like I bake chicken all the time, but it is
Hmm.
nowhere near his baked chicken. And I know it's the onions and green peppers, but it's the best. But he drowned his food in onions to cook it, and it give it the best flavor. But that's still that immature kid in me. Like I don't like onions. That's too much.
So wait, so you're eating it and you like it, or you don't eat it when he fixes it?
I still push the onions off, so I don't. If I don't see them, I'll eat them. But like you put big
Yeah.
onions, like that's too big. You need to cut that out. But they actually don't. They don't taste as bad as I thought they would. But I just can't eat a whole lot of it, which I think is just a mind thing.
Yeah, because they don't really taste like any like you're saying they don't have a I use examples like vinegar or arugula. Like
Mhm.
is so pungent and vinegar is so pungent, right? But when
Yeah,
you get into things like onions and actually garlic is super pungent,
yeah.
um but not as much. It just has a lasting flavor. So when you get into things like onions or celery or spinach or red cabbage, those are flavor enhancers so that your whole meal will be more delicious, but you don't have to feel like I'm eating a strong vinegary flavor or a strong arugula flavor or a strong spicy flavor, you know?
Oh, okay.
So,
Yeah.
and you know,
I
go ahead, I'm
oh,
sorry.
go ahead, Laquita.
Well, I want to get back to this lasagna. So, because Arizona Highland Homestead says if you chop it fine, the greens and squash can be added. Just make sure it ain't, just ensure it ain't okay much overpowering the flavor. So, like squash is another thing that we add to a lot of stuff. So, whether it's yellow squash, zucchini squash, those types of things, I would add to spaghetti. I mean, or lasagna, excuse me.
Mhm.
Um, and this is all going in the red sauce. This is the base for the red sauce. So I would, because once you add something super strong like sausage, that rounds out the flavor, right? So
Mhm.
your sister had talked about using mushrooms as a substitute for meat. For me, I don't think they work good as a substitute for meat. To me, they still taste like mushrooms, which is
Okay.
a great flavor. But all of the vegan people that promote like just, their vegan recipes, they try to say, oh, you can use these mushrooms. They taste just like steak, chicken. No, they don't. They don't. To me, mm-mm. But I like them. Just don't tell me that it's this because it's not. So
Yeah.
I do like. I will be honest. I do use Beyond Meat if I want a stronger meat flavor because I'm still working on my recipes to get it there. The meats that I make from vegetables.
Mhm.
Um, so if I'm making a lasagna, I might add two of the longer. It's like a sausage that you would put, I guess, on a bun or you would grill, sort of like a brat or something. I would add a couple of those and they will give it that meaty flavor. I swear it's meat in those Beyond because I don't know how they get that flavor. It's a pig in there. It's a pig. I can taste that because anyway. So this is where your lasagna, though, you can start it off with onions um, and garlic and then puree those and then throw them back in the red sauce, right? Cook the red cabbage, add a little bit of water, let it soften up, just chop it kind of small, let it soften up. Then you add all of that to your, so then you just have that onions, garlic, red cabbage, and the sauce from the jar, or do you make your own? How do you do your red sauce? Because I buy mine.
Yeah, I buy mine still. I'm gonna start making my own, but I buy mine right now. I just
Okay.
started my own Roma tomatoes to make my own.
Oh yeah, you know what? What's her name was showing how her mega romers were growing out of control. Oh my goodness. What's her name? I was just watching her channel, one of the gardeners. But I'm like you, I don't make my own. I just buy it. I just buy the
Yeah.
red sauce. And
But
then go ahead. I'm sorry.
I because in my mind it's better if I make it because I know what's in it and I can make it the way we like it. And
Right.
plus, if we growing it, why not make our own? So that's our thing is being as self sufficient as we can and not depend on the store for much of anything.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So
So look, this is where though that's why I'm like we are not hardcore anything,
mhm.
because of course we buy Beyond Meat, we buy sauces and stuff from the jar. However, what I've always done is used a lot more vegetables in anything I cook. So
Okay.
finishing up your lasagna, instead of just having eggs with the cheese, the different cheeses, that's where you add the spinach. So now when you eat your lasagna, it really is a full meal with a lot more fiber, a lot more vegetables because meat doesn't have fiber, eggs
Mhm.
don't have fiber, cheese or milk foods, cheese
Yeah.
is made from milk, but some people don't know that. They just say, I don't drink milk. So, anyways, cheese doesn't have fiber, right?
Yeah.
So, when you are eating that, sure, it tastes good. Everything tastes good, but here's a way it can taste better and be nutritionally better.